Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I'm Stephanie, and today's reading is what is the tea on you? What's the gossip on you? What are people talking about you? Who is talking about you? And how this may be affecting you. But before we move on with our reading, I want to talk about my experience with our sponsor for this video, Psychic Source. Psychic Source lets you connect with professional gifted advisors in whichever way you feel the most comfortable, whether that's through phone call, video chat, or through texting. They are one of the oldest and most trusted psychic services in the industry with over 35 years of experience. By using my link below, you can connect with one or multiple advisors for up to 40 minutes for just $19.80. That's up to a $240 value. My own experience with Psychic Source has been phenomenal. My advisor was very warm and very welcoming. I had asked her about some upcoming life changes that I was planning on and when the best times would be to do certain things. And what she answered actually lined up with what I had in mind, so that gave me confirmation as well as some confidence in my choices. She also read my energy very well. She even went as far as to clairvoyantly see the visual space that I was talking about. And that made me feel really good about my decisions, the fact that she was so gifted and so intuitive. So I'll definitely be going back to her about other life questions I may have in the future. So try Psychic Source by clicking the link below in the description. So we have 5 piles here for you today. Pile 1, we have Candle Quartz. Pile 2, we have this Amethyst. Pile 3, we have Clear Quartz. Pile 4, we have Smoky Quartz. And pile 5, we have, it's either Tibetan Quartz or Lemurian Quartz. I can't remember, but regardless, it's beautiful. So take a few deep breaths. Think about yourself, the people around you, the energy around you, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the Candle Quartz, then we have a reading here for you about the tea on you, the gossip on you, what are people saying, why, and who. So let's go ahead and look at the card you chose. We have freedom. Oh, this is lovely. This kind of... So I'm being asked to share a little symbol that comes for me every time. So whenever I'm about to embark on a particular type of situation, journey, cycle, I will get messages from the birds in the sky, specifically in the morning, and I'll see it's specifically blackbirds of any kind, and I'll see them either go off in groups or pairs, and I'll see them in the morning, and they'll always have like a significance. So when I see this card for you, pile 1, I get that you're about to start something. Freedom lets me know that you're definitely leaving something behind. It could be a job, it could be a location. So people are talking about what you're embarking on. Something that is much more liberating, or something that is going to set you free for sure. So let's go ahead and see what else they may be talking about. And this could be any kind of freedom. This could be personal freedom, financial freedom, freedom from people's judgments, freedom from whatever life you used to live in. It's definitely a new journey for you. We have soul. This could be a soul's journey. This could also be your freedom of the soul. A lot of you, you're looking a lot happier as well. You know when somebody just doesn't have anything weighing them down? That's what I'm seeing for a lot of you. This could either be something new, or it could be something that you typically carry. I feel like for a lot of you, there's a lot of freedom to your energy. And I think that's why people like being around you. Especially those of you who don't have, for example, I'm seeing people who don't have children, or people who don't have like something, you don't have any sort of responsibilities, and people kind of envy that. So they do talk about this. It's like, oh, well, pile 1 doesn't have, you know, a family to look after. They don't have children. They don't have XYZ. There's something that you don't have that, believe it or not, people are envious that they have. It's like they wish they had your freedom, your sense of, being able to do whatever you want. And then the last 2 cards, we have home and harvest. So 2 ways of seeing this. Some of you could literally be selling a home and you could be making good money off of this with harvest. And then for some of you, you could be leaving behind your home, your family, especially those of you who have been living with your family for some time. You could be moving on to something else. Harvest, again, I feel like some of you are about to embark on a new journey, and this is going to bring in something for you, whether it's money, whether it's more adventures. Harvest lets me know that you've been working on this for some time. You've been setting your sights on this. So I feel like people are acknowledging that you are bountiful, yes, but that you have the capability to be bountiful. And again, I feel like people are envious that you have these opportunities. For example, I feel like for those of you who are studying or who are about to finish off some sort of studying course, whether it's a degree or a certification, I feel like people know that you're on to better things. And I see this a lot in the workplace, like people who work retail or something that isn't too professional. They'll see people, you know, move on, finish their studies and move on to like an actual career or job or something that is just, that pays better. Some of you could be in this. Back of the deck, because I was called to it, is embrace. I'm thinking of hugs. You know how when people say goodbye and they just want to hug you and they want to hold on? Yeah, wisdom. I feel like some people do want to hold on to you. So do be careful of people's energy latching on if you do not want it to latch onto you. Let's go ahead and get more cards. So the Goddess card is going to be how they view you specifically as a person. For my pile. I see a lot of you running into people because you're no longer moving the way they move. I see some of you just running into them because you're on a different rhythm than they are. Maybe some of you move differently. You may walk faster. You may walk more swiftly. We have Ceridwen, transformation. Yeah, you're definitely changing. I feel like for a lot of you, this change was kind of expected. And back of the deck, oh, I'm going to mispronounce her name. Is it Jutan Kwan Nu? Strategy. I feel like some of you, you're very smart and people are acknowledging that. You've just always been, I'm hearing that you've always been different and you've always moved differently. You're not meant for where you are right now. We have unrecognized, again with the transformation. I feel like a lot of you, it's almost like one day you come in and you just look different. One day people see you and you're just, some of you could literally be going through a physical transformation. Maybe you dyed your hair or you're hitting the gym and just looking different. I feel like whatever this is, you're looking different. To the point where people don't recognize you. Next time they see you, they definitely won't recognize you. We have Ankh, life force. And part of the reason is, I can explain this in terms of energy. Sometimes when we move differently, it's because we have a new energetic download. We're vibrating, we're living a different frequency. It's not just about vibrating at a different frequency. It's about moving and living a different frequency. One that some people can't understand and one that some people can't detect. Even, like I said, some of you might be running into people because they literally can't feel you, or they can't, like if, for example, if we're talking to somebody and you might be talking about a specific type of subject or in a certain way, it's almost like it falls on deaf ears. It's almost like, and we get this a lot, when you talk about a subject that you know immensely about and people just don't seem to understand it regardless of how you try to explain it to them, or it's not even just using a different vocabulary, it's like explaining a concept that to them is lost. A lot of you, this is what's happening. You're just a whole different person, but it's nothing bad. It's just like they may not understand you, but they see that you're moving differently, you're doing things differently. We have death again. With the transformation, you're just moving differently. There's also a finality to this. Whatever this is, I don't think you're capable of going back to it, even if you tried. It's like you've changed too much. You're far too different. And this card is going to be who exactly is speaking about you. We have Nuada, perfection. People who are intimidated by your perfection or even offended by your sense of perfection, which is weird because I don't think you see it as perfect. I just feel like you move in such a way that is so, how do I explain this? You make people feel inadequate because of your adequacy. I don't think it's perfection. Maybe you have perfectionist tendencies, but even you know and understand that you're not perfect, but people are intimidated by this. It's kind of like, to you, you're just being yourself. You're just being your everyday regular self, talking your everyday regular way. Some people come across you and they just get offended, or they might get an attitude, or they take it out on you because they don't understand. Like they just feel, you make them feel inadequate. You make them feel less. And you don't do this on purpose, of course. They just feel less because they're in your presence. We get this a lot, like For example, and I get this, like people who are so organized and people who just seem to have their ish together, like I'll get around them and feel like my life is completely crap compared to theirs. That's the similar feeling here. But for these people, I feel like it's varying degrees of how offensively they take it. But don't think that this is anything bad or wrong, pile one. I just feel like, again, you're doing something and it's offending people because they don't know how to become you and they wish they could be like you, even if just for funsies. And there is a bit of envy here, not gonna lie. The energy that I'm feeling from some of these people, there's a little bit of envy. Especially those, like I said, those who have known you for some time, who don't even recognize you anymore. They're like, how did pile one do that? How can I go through the immense glow up, the immense transformation that they've been able to do? Because for some of you, you've definitely turned your life around. Like, you did a complete 180 here. And some people are just wondering, how did you do it? Especially those older than you, or especially those who just seem to have a lot more at their disposal and yet can't do what you seem to do. So they're acknowledging that you move differently, that you're different. And they wish they could understand, but they don't. So yeah, I love this. And I honestly, the energy I'm perceiving of you, I like. But I can see why these people feel some type of way. Like some of these people are just either very stuck in their ways, or they just have a different idea of what having it all means, or what having a well-rounded life is. So with that said, if you want to keep hearing about these people, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot, because I want to see more specifically who these people are, why, and how this will impact and affect you. So for some of you, I feel like I am reading more a future version of you, or a version of you that is very much becoming what it is. Because some of you may be like, well, I'm not moving any differently. Give it time. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right, so for my pile one, we're using a Star Child Tarot. So first question is going to be, who exactly is talking about you? Who is throwing this gossip around? Which doesn't really feel like gossip, except where their feelings get involved about how you're talking. So who is talking about my pile one this way? Okay, we got two cards. We have the Two of Wands and the Two of Crystals. People who also don't know what to do with their life. People who are indecisive. People who may be at a crossroads. I feel like for some of you, you definitely inspire people who have been through what you've been through. So I feel like you become an unintentional sort of a guide or inspiration to some of these people. I am getting both Pentacles. So air, sorry, I keep wanting to say air. I guess I'm getting air energy for some of you, but I'm also getting earth and I'm getting fire for some of you. So these people could be a combination of fire and earth, or you could be this combination, but regardless, I like this combination because with fire and earth, you get like a sustainable amount of energy, like an energy that keeps renewing itself. Somebody who doesn't ever tire. If you have both of these qualities within your chart, this would make a lot of sense. But let's go ahead and see why they're talking about this specifically. Why are they talking about this? Again, we get two. Okay, so we have the King of Swords and we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, somebody here wants clarification. King of Swords could be, again, an air sign, which is funny because I was just trying to talk about air signs. So somebody here who is a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. I almost said Capricorn, so they could also be a Capricorn, maybe on the Aquarius Capricorn cusp. They want to know more about you. The Seven of Swords reverse lets me know that they want clarification. I feel like somebody here wants to know what's going on with you. This could be somebody, they're not nosy per se. I just feel like they like to become acquainted with the people around them. I feel like they want to know about the people around them. This king energy is somebody who is in charge, or somebody who is used to leading. It doesn't necessarily have to be a man, but it feels like very masculine energy. So this is somebody who likes to be informed about the people around them. Seven of Swords lets me know that there could have been some misinformation about you, or maybe they read you wrong, so they're trying to clarify things. So I do see somebody wanting a little bit of clarity when it comes to you. Some of you could be drawn to pile 3, because that is the clear quartz, and every time I think of clarity, I think of clear quartz. So yeah, I feel like somebody is informing this person, and this person could be somebody important. King of Swords energy could also be an entity that is, again, gaining information on you and whatever it is that you're doing. maybe to see whether they want to employ you or if they want to reach out to you for some sort of collaboration or anything like that, or just to, again, they like to be informed. It could be pure curiosity, but I feel like the king is never just curious. The king learns about information for a purpose or to store it for something later. Like, they like to know what they can do with the things around them. Think of somebody who knows how to network very well, almost like a genius type of energy is what I'm getting from this person. So the next question is going to be how this will affect you, if at all. Pile 1. We have the 4 of Cups. So the good news is that if you've been emotionally stuck on something, if you've been just stuck in like a mentality of going nowhere, or if you've had like a more disappointing outlook on life, I feel like this is definitely going to, how do I say this? It's going to want to make you focus on the outer, on the exterior, as opposed to the interior. It's going to, on the external as opposed to the internal. That's what I meant to say. It's going to want to make you focus on the things around you. I feel like for a lot of you, you've been in this energy where you felt a little stuck or like you couldn't get somewhere. Sometimes I see this as emotional blockages finally being released. And I feel like this is actually good for you. I don't feel like knowing that people know this is going to make you feel this way, but the energy that you're in, the energy that they perceive you in, is going to release some sort of emotional baggage, if you will. I hope that made sense. I don't know how that plays into the rest of this, but let's go ahead and get another. The next question is going to be, it was going to be if you should take any actions regarding this, but because I feel like this is really just talk, I don't feel like it's really going to affect you that much. Let's go ahead and ask that. Actions you should take. 6 of Wands. Understand that you're winning. Understand that in the eyes of people, you're doing amazing. Understand that they're very proud of you, especially. The 6 of Wands is not just victory, it's also pride. But not just any victory, it's a hard-earned victory. That's why it's the number 6 and not the number 1. It's like nobody sees the process behind getting to where you need to go. Nobody sees the hardships you've gone through. Nobody sees everything that you've done in order to get to where you finally are, or in a better place. And I feel like a lot of these people, because some of these people who are talking about you are your friends. They are people who support you, especially with this earth energy. Earth energy is very comfortable. So these are people who support you every step of the way. It's the Wands energy that tends to be a little bit envious, but it's kind of like, it's like frenemies, or in like in anime, how you have your rivals who are friends, like the one person you try to outdo, but at the same time you want to be friends with them so that you can push each other to be better. I feel like you have a combination of all of this, and they're all very proud of you. The last card is going to be anything else that you need to know about this particular gossip or information. Honestly, this feels more like information than tea, if anything. But just know that people are seeing you do good, and that most of them are happy for you. At worst, they're envious. Maybe both. We have perspective, the Hangman. I feel like this is going to shift your outlook on life. And when you shift your outlook on life, you just move differently. You think differently. You act differently. It's kind of like, I'm just going to use an example here, and I'm not calling anybody out. It's kind of like if you wake up every day just dreading your day, dreading going to work, seeing like everything, and everything is a struggle. Of course, your energy is going to be sluggish because you've already perceived that to be a hurdle, to be a hardship. So everything just becomes dense. Like even just thinking about this, the energy gets dense. But if you wake up every morning thinking, it's going to be a great day because at least this, and this is going to happen. I'm about to go have an amazing breakfast, or I'm about to go have an amazing cup of coffee. Like waking up looking forward to something will have a lighter, more vibrant energy than waking up with, you know, just feeling off. And I'm not saying that you're not meant to have off days. Like some nights we're not just going to sleep as well as other nights. So of course that's going to affect your day. However, that 90% of the time, I do feel like for a lot of you, even just looking forward to something positive is going to help you get out of bed and move in a better way. This is more advice than anything. But for example, like me, I always look forward to breakfast. I'm like, what's for breakfast? Just to get my day started. And if I know there's going to be an amazing breakfast ready for me, or if I know I'm going to go out to eat somewhere with somebody, it's going to make my day that much lighter. It's going to make it that much better. So that's what I'm seeing for some of you. You're moving differently because I feel like you're implementing things here so that you can live a better life, even if it's just small little things to look forward to. Back of the deck, we have the High Priestess. A lot of you are becoming more intuitive, and more than that, you're becoming more spiritual. Some of you could be working with the law of attraction. Some of you could be tapping into your energy. Some of you could be connecting with higher source, with higher spirit guides. And I feel like this is the real reason why you're moving so differently. Even just meditating a few minutes a day can really shift your outlook. It can shift your day, it can shift your week, it can shift your month, year, life. So for a lot of you, I feel like that's advice that you've been needing to hear to see why exactly people are talking about you this way. But with that said, let's move on to some closing advice for my pile ones. So we're going to use some evening mantra cards. We have, may all creatures everywhere feel peaceful, happy, safe, and loved. Yes, I said all creatures everywhere, including you know what who. What I got from this card was that you're wishing your haters the best because without your haters, you wouldn't be here. And I feel like I said, some of these people who are talking about you are just envious, and you're like, well, if they're going to hate, I'm going to wish them well, because the more they hate, the more fuel I have to get better. So yeah, I love that. It's a little petty, but what's wrong with a little bit of healthy pettiness here, pile one? And then let's get your froggy card for pile one. I give myself permission to be the person I want to be. Yeah, and I feel like for a lot of you, you're becoming a more authentic version of you, or a you that is more honest to yourself. By authentic, I mean like whatever you're feeling, whatever you want to do, even if it's silly or stupid to everybody else, you're going to do it because that's what you want, and you don't really care how you're perceived. Because as long as it's making you happy and it's not hurting anybody else, like who cares what you do? And I feel like this is a healthier way of looking at things. And the last card I'm going to get is actually from the Lover's Oracle. Of course, this isn't really meant to be a romantic reading, but just in case something wants to come through, because there's a lot of cards in this deck about self-love and the journey to self-love. All right, we have this one, and she's hugging a tree, which I really like. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. Like I said, I feel like you're finding the beautiful, joyful things in every day. And that's just adding to your overall energy, and people are loving it. And I feel like eventually all these small little habits will catapult you to something so much better, pile one. But this is where I leave it. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose the amethyst, then we have a reading here for you about the tea on you, what people are talking about you, what's the gossip on you. So, okay, I'm getting a song for you. It's in Spanish. The version I listened to is Natalia Lafourcade, and it's called Te vi pasar, which means I saw you walk by, I saw you pass by. So this could be people who are watching you walk by, or just have seen you from a distance and maybe they didn't get to talk to you, something along those lines. But you have the amethyst, and you actually got 2 cards. So we have journey and choice. Interesting. Like I said, people are seeing you walk by, and not only are they watching you on your journey, they're seeing you make a choice. Maybe they're wanting to help you with your choices as well. Whoever this is, I feel like they're aware of where you're going. They're aware of where you want to go. And this could be metaphorical. This could be literal. I'm thinking of like in terms of career choices, or even in terms of what to do in your life. This is life choices is what I'm hearing. We also have blockage. Interesting. For some of you, this could be your spirit guides. I'm not going to lie. This feels like the energy I'm getting from them, the perspective of whoever these people are, it's these people know more than you, or they've already been there. There's a lot of wisdom here. We have fear. And we also have embrace. Not embracing your fears. Pile 2, back of the deck. Wisdom. What did I say? Didn't I say wisdom? Okay, for some of you, this could be your spirit guides. For others, these could be people who are just, they know more than you. They're a lot wiser. They could be older. They could definitely be more experienced. Like there's definitely much more experience than you, because you have choices and journeys, and there's fears and blockages. But they're asking you to embrace those fears, not to let them overtake you, but to just go ahead and do it even despite the fear. Go ahead and choose what you want to choose regardless of what people may be telling you. Because the blockage here, the only way to overcome a blockage is to climb through it, to go through it. Yeah, a lot of you, this is actually your spirit guides. I'm just letting you know. But if it's not, if it is people, and there are friends and there are people out there who can feel like spirit guides sometimes, like because of their wisdom. For some of you, this could be like, for example, if you go to a intuitive healer or a tarot reader rather often, this could be them. Because I feel like these are words that I would say to people coming to me for a tarot reading, or even my friends, because I get very spiritual with my friends as well. Not spiritual, but I'm always that friend who gives advice. I'm always a big sis friend. So for my pile 2, we've got listen ears. They're like, listen. They're literally asking you to listen here. Also, we have an elephant, which makes me think of Lord Ganesha, the Hindu god Ganesha, who is the remover of obstacles. And again, with blockages and fears here, I feel like somebody's advice is actually pretty solid. So if you listen to them, they might actually be telling you exactly how to go about doing something. Not everybody. You will know who this is because their energy feels very light. Their energy feels very freeing. So this goddess card is going to be how they view you as a person. We have Angana, nurture, somebody that they want to nurture, somebody they want to take care of. Like I said, if they're older, it could just be that you remind them of like their child or a younger sibling, something like that. This could be anybody though. For some of you, this could be somebody who just wants to guide you in the right way. The way a parent would to their child. But even then, there's something very loving about this energy from this person. I want to see who they are for my pile 2. We have Anubis, protection. Somebody who's very protective over you. Anubis is also one of the gods of death in Egyptian mythology. So I feel like this person, very intense. They have an intense energy, but it's also very protective. Or it's intense and or strong, or both, depending on how you see it, how you feel it. And I feel like for a lot of you, back of the deck, perfection. This person doesn't expect you to be perfect. They just expect you to be you. Anger, rage. Especially if they've ever seen you be angry, or if they've ever seen your rage. I feel like they've seen a true side of you. This is so interesting. I feel like this person really does care about you. I sense a lot of love. For most of you, it's like a maternal, fraternal kind of love. And then for some of you, this could literally be somebody that maybe does, if this is a romantic partner, somebody who cares about you, like a romantic partner who truly cares. But take that only if it resonates. Because I feel like sometimes in romantic relationships, there can be a bit of a mentor-student kind of energy going on. We have ABUSED. I feel like this person understands that you're not treated very fairly, either by the people around you or maybe from your past. Back of the deck, wild. Interesting that 40 came through twice. So maybe somebody here is the age of 40, or somebody here could be turning 40. Maybe you're 40. Pile 2. It's like there's this wilderness to you, but the only reason you haven't been able to express that wild side is because somebody here has treated you too unfairly. Like I said, especially if this is like a romantic partner, they see that you haven't been treated very well. I don't know if it's been expressed verbally or out loud. I feel like they just pick up on it because of how you move, how you carry yourself, or even mostly how you move and carry yourself, but also because of the things you say or the way you react. I don't know if this person has tried to, like, for example, people get this way with physical touch. And I know physical touch is different in different cultures, but I'm from the US. People love to give hugs here. And sometimes people will go in for a hug and people react a little differently or move a little differently. That's what I'm getting. Because not everybody here is open to being hugged out of nowhere. Which, I don't feel like you have to feel any certain way about it. I just feel like this person understands you a little bit more than you recognize. We also have ether, the ether. I'm going to read from the book for this. And I'm also going to turn on the lights because it's getting just a little dark. Ta-da. Okay, also I'm gonna get this card, Needle, because when I was putting the deck down, I noticed that this card was up. Needle, again, being it's a device that points you in a certain way. So I feel like somebody here could be trying to point or lead you in a certain way. I'm also thinking of needle and thread, threading through this needle to take you somewhere. I feel like this person either wants to be some sort of mentor or a guide. Like I said, for some of you, this is literally your spirit guides, but for others of you, this could just be somebody who wants to show you how to do things a certain way. And you can get as deep or as what am I trying to say? As broad as you can with this pile too. So from the book, we have Ether, and just when you think it's nothing, it's everything. We may never be able to comprehend the idea of universal energy. We play with it like mercury broken free from a thermometer. Just when we think we have it, it's the lens. It's the lens we now see through. It dances away from us like a flame, and we are back on the bustling streets shouting at faceless traffic. We are one has become a trope that we've outgrown. It's repeated to calm anxieties, to unify when there's a fracture, to soothe when we feel the heat of anger. We can embody the untamable wild that is the burning stars, the diamonds that rain on Jupiter, the laugh of the bold spirits that echo through galaxies. So I feel like for a lot of you, it's kind of like, you know how when like an older person or a parent or somebody is just going on and on about something and you're like, what are you talking about? And then like later on in life, or maybe even a few days later for some of you, it'll just hit you like, oh, they were talking to me about this, I should have listened. That's what I'm getting for some of you. Because whoever these people or person is, I feel like they talk a lot. And maybe it just doesn't, again, it doesn't hit you until later. Which honestly, I could easily see this being a tarot reader, because sometimes even I will click a video from like one of my favorites and they'll just be going on and on about some collective reading. And I'm like, what are they talking about? And then it hits me. It's like, oh, they were talking about this last week. I should have listened more. That's what I'm getting for some of you. Maybe this reading is just that pile too. But with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot, because I want to see more specifically what their messages are meant for you. Because I'll be honest, this particular pile, I was kind of getting the feeling that it was going to be, I knew there was going to be a pile that was from spirit guides. And what the tea on you is, like what they may be thinking. For those of you who feel like your spirit guides are making fun of you or just going around saying, oh, there goes pile 2 doing their pile 2 stuff again. This is for you. I feel like this is what they really want to tell you. So, with the tarot, we're going to see, okay, let's see who these are, who specifically this is. If it is a spirit guide, I'll let you know. If it is a person, I'll let you know as well. It could be both. It could be one or the other. It could be an archetype of something here that is been following you around pile 2. For pile 2, we have the Knight of Pentacles, earth energy for sure. So I do feel this is an actual person, believe it or not. I feel like this person definitely earth energy in their big 3. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. I'm getting more Virgo or Capricorn, believe it or not. I feel like they have a lot of, they really do care. They're worried about you. And especially if you're an earth sign as well, I feel like this is doubly so, because it's kind of like they see that you're both the same. They see that I'm hearing you're one of my kind, you're one of my people. Like that's what I'm seeing, which is very sweet. Why are they saying this? Why are they, well, one, what do they want to say? And two, why are they saying this? I'm changing the questions here a little bit, pile 2. So what exactly are they saying? The Magician reverse, that you don't have to control everything, that not everything is like, you know how even in spiritual terms, we try to manifest, we try to be at a high vibration, we try to bring in law of attraction, we XYZ, we try to do all these things. It's kind of like when you're working out and trying to eat healthy. I feel like a lot of you try to do so much. You try to do so much, and this person just wants to tell you that, hey, you don't have to take control over everything. Hey, you don't have to do everything. Just let things be every now and then. Not only that, but I feel like some of you could be in your masculine energy a little bit too much. And what this is doing is that it's making you freak out. I feel like for some of you, especially those of you who have bouts of anxiety or maybe even, clinical anxiety, this could be just not helping. And I feel like this person is acknowledging this and noting this within you. And they're trying to give you advice on how to overcome this or how to deal with it a lot more better. Because I feel like they've been where you've been before and they understand and they don't want you to suffer the way they did. It's like, don't worry about suffering here. It's funny. I'm looking at the amethyst right now and it looks like it's sparkling. And I know it's just the fan in the back, but the fact that the amethyst is sparkling and you chose the amethyst, or that it looks like it's sparkling, I feel like this person or these spirit guides could be trying to send you message. It wouldn't surprise me if your spirit guides kind of brought you this person along to kind of help you with things here and there. I feel like you and this person, if it is a person, which for a lot of you it is, take that background noise as confirmation. I feel like your spirit guides send you this person because they want you to understand that you need these messages a little bit more directly. So I definitely feel and sense this for you. So why are they saying this? I mean, I kind of already explained why, but let's just get confirmation here, pile 2. Magician energy is Mercury, so this could be Gemini or Virgo. Again, Virgo's coming through twice. We have the Six of Wands. They want to see you succeed. They want to see you do better. They just want to see you happy. To me, the Six of Wands is a card of happiness. I think some people see that as the Four of Wands as well. To me, it's always been the Six of Wands because this is the card with the person on the horse and they're going through the town parading because they succeeded at something. This person does want to see you succeed. They want to see you do well. This person has no ill intent, no fears towards you. They want to see you do well. As opposed to like a previous pile where there was a bit of frenemy energy going on. This one, I sense nothing but love and like a desire for you to do better. This person really does care. How will this affect and impact you? Should you listen? Like, how will this affect you? Ten of Swords. I feel like a lot of you have been going through a lot. You've been going through so much, and this is why this person kind of understands. It's really, honestly, their energy is so loving. I feel like they see you. Maybe they've even seen you very upset. Maybe they've seen you cry. Maybe they've seen you at your lowest. And this person just wants to see you do better. It's so sweet, really. Like, I feel like some of you may even be ashamed that you've shown this vulnerability to this person, but this person just kind of, they feel a lot for you. They want to see you do better. They're a true friend. And anything else you need to know about this? We have the Ace of Swords. They're going to either inspire you to have a new idea or give you new ideas. I do feel like this is the beginning of something wonderful. This is the beginning of like taking on something in a different way. You could also be seeing things differently in a way that you didn't before. Back of the deck, we have the Three of Swords, especially those of you who have been upset over some sort of loss or being heartbroken. And the Empress, I'm not surprised the Empress is here because like I said, some of you have been in your masculine energy for far too long. It's time for you to start accepting and enjoying things. Just start receiving, which I know is easier said than done. And if I could give you more advice on how to be in your receptive energy, I'd like to let you know, but I am definitely very much in my masculine energy. But definitely receiving and allowing yourself to be cherished, because I feel like for a long time you weren't, especially if you grew up feeling this way or if you were conditioned to be this way. Like I said, a lot of you have a past or a history that this person sees of not being treated well, and they want to make sure that you are both treated well and that you don't take this the wrong way. This is literally just the message coming through, pile 2. They want to make sure that you're put in a position where you're being able to be treated well. Not saying that you deserve any mistreatment. It's just like, we all see this. This is the example. We all have that friend who they're just attracted to like the trashiest dudes. Like they like the bad boys. They like the guys with the red flags, and because they like the attention. I don't know, like whatever this friend has for these people, these dudes, that's what they go for. And if you, like a loving friend would want to tell them, well, how about we stop looking in that direction of those people and start looking at nicer people with not as many red flags or no red flags. That's the kind of energy this person wants to tell you, pile 2. Regarding what, I'm not sure. It could be romance, it could be career, but I feel like this person really does want you to be in a position where you're capable of being surrounded by better, if that makes any sense. Again, not to victim blame, not to say that anyone deserves any mistreatment. It's just like, again, if you see a walking red flag, run the other way. That's what they wish they could tell you. So with that said, pile 2, let's go ahead and get your closing advice. So pile 2. As life goes charging by, it's the little moments that really add up. In the days wind down, I embrace a slower pace, a willingness to stop and smell the moments. Moment smells. This is so cute. There's a dog here. Maybe for some of you, this is a dog, or like the spirit guide of a dog here. But for a lot of you, I feel like this person is also asking you to slow down and enjoy the little things in life, the beautiful things in life. This person could be somebody you like to hang out like either after school, after work, or in the evening. I'm getting a very chill vibe from this person. And maybe even their home. Let's go ahead and get your froggy card. Oh, you got 2. My trauma doesn't make me less lovable, which again, I think I've repeated this message similarly before, where a history of having been treated badly doesn't mean that you should get used to that, or that it's something that makes you anything less here, pile 2. And then it's so brave of me to exist. Yes, absolutely. I feel like this person also empowers you to be exactly who you are and who you need to be. I feel like they really like you in everything that you are currently. And then the last card we have is actually from the Lover's Oracle, but I am meant to take this platonically. For pile 2. Well, maybe. This particular pile, I do feel there was like slightly romance. For some of you, this could be from somebody who views you in a romantic way, but not exactly. Doesn't exactly have to be the case. So, pile 2. We have this card. Time. You are trying too hard. Give it time. Yeah, and I feel like if they could just tell you to relax, they would want you to relax. But I feel like it's easier said than done here. Pile 2. So, this has been the gossip tea on you, which doesn't really feel like gossip or tea. I feel like they wouldn't tell this to anybody. It's more like they want what they would like you to know, the tea on you. But yes, this has been your reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, pile 2. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the clear quartz tower, then we have a reading here for you about the tea on you. What do people say about you? What's the gossip? As well as who might be saying this, to whom, if anybody, and anything else that you may want to know. So you got the clear quartz tower. There's something here about making choices, because I literally had to like restart this a few times because I kept saying pile 1, pile 2, and I was like, I am on pile 3. So something about choices and decision, or maybe the way you make choices could be important here. But let's go ahead and look at the card you chose. We have birth. Okay, quite literally, some of you could be giving birth soon, or some people may be implying that you are pregnant or wondering when you may become pregnant. If you can, if that's a thing for you. And I'm not saying that you look pregnant, by the way. No, I'm not trying to say anything here. I just feel like some people have been wondering about when you will give birth, or if you have a partner, like if you're going to start something together. Take that only if it resonates. This could also be the birth of something new, whether that's an endeavor, like if you have a business, people are wondering when you're going to come out with something new. I do have to apologize, pile 3. I'm still congested. I've been congested for like a month now, so I sound a little weird. And it's a weird kind of congestion because it's like, let me not get into it, but I just sound weird because I'm congested. But let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards, pile 3. We have joy. Oh, this is so cute. Yeah, like I said, especially, you know how people say you look like you're glowing, and that is implying that you're pregnant? Some people are wondering about that. We also have journey, wound. For some of you, it's taking some time to get to this point, because birth can also be a project, a life goal, an endeavor. Like people are wondering when you're going to start something, or when you're going to finally do this. I feel like it could also be a life change, because like the birth of anything, it could be the birth of a new life, the birth of a new career, a new project. And we also have transform. A lot of you are going through a lot of change. Also notice the colors here. There's only 2 colors in this deck, but the first card was pitch black and the rest of these are light. I feel like This is making me think of, well, much like this image. Whenever a seed starts expanding and growing, it has to break apart. It's literally like the flower, the plant is in darkness, and then it breaks open and all this light comes in. So a lot of people are wondering, like, well, one, when you're going to catch a break, but also they're wishing you well. I feel like a lot of people have seen you through things, or maybe you've just had a lot of like unfortunate things happen to you within the past. Because with wound, I mean, some of you could literally have scars, some of you could have literally gone through something debilitating here, like maybe you had to be in the hospital for some type of wound. But I feel like for a lot of you, you've just gone through ups and downs on this journey. And I feel like, especially if people are used to like hearing about your hardships, they feel like you've started something new that you're not really telling them about. And I feel like the more intuitive friends of yours or people around you may be catching on to this. Maybe some of you have like older intuitive friends. I'm thinking of like grandmothers who are just able to pick up on things really quickly, or even older friends who are just, very perceptive. They're very observant. They know you're going through something. Back of the deck, we have noise. So, believe it or not, I feel like you're not making too much noise, and they're wondering when that noise is going to start. Like I said, if we're going back to a birth of a child, whether it's literal or figurative, when a baby's born, the first thing it does is cry, because that's its first language, is crying to let us know that it needs food, changing, attention, whatever it is. Crying is our first language. So I feel like they're trying to listen for this noise that you did something. It's like when something big happens in your life, people are going to hear about it in some way, shape, or form. Or at least somebody will hear about it. I feel like you might have some people who gossip in your family, and maybe this is why it's hard for you to keep a secret. But I'm hearing either a lack of noise or they're waiting for the noise. It's like when you see lightning, you're going to hear that thunder in some way, shape, or form. That's what I'm seeing. And simplify. I feel like you're trying not to make noise, though. Some of you are moving in silence, and believe it or not, like I said, the more intuitive people in your life are picking up on this. Probably your mom, probably the older generations closer to you, or your more intuitive friends. Let's go ahead and get more cards for you. Pile 3. For some of you, this could be that they know you're doing something awesome in silence, and they just want to know about it. I feel like a lot of you are very mysterious. Ooh, you got 2. We have Lotus with Purity and New Moon. Yeah, there's like a new thing going on for you. They know that you're starting something new and that you're not talking about it. If you're a content creator, I feel like people know that you're on the verge of doing something, but they want to know, but you're keeping it under wraps because you don't want anybody to know about it until it's ready, which is fair. You keep getting multiple cards, pile 3. We have Zoria, Journey. Journey is come up twice here. Ocean, self-love, and passion. Okay, those of you who are literally going on a trip of some kind, like a physical trip, they're wondering if you have a lover somewhere else. But I feel like for a lot of you, it's really just a journey, quite literally, of self-love. For those of you who like to travel alone, or those of you who just like to do your own thing on your own. Because this is so interesting. Are some of you like having a child with somebody who lives in another country? That could be the case. I know that happens sometimes, especially like in the military. Their spouse will visit for a few weeks and then suddenly, oh, they're pregnant, but their spouse is, they're elsewhere. So I forgot what the word for that is for. But for some of you, I do feel like people are noticing your glow, and what they're neglecting to see is that it's really self-love. I feel like a lot of you are pouring back into yourself the way that you wish a partner would. A lot of you have done the journey of self-love and understood what it means to truly love yourself. So you're glowing in a way that makes, when you're in the honeymoon phase of a relationship and everything is just, sunshine, sparkles, and you're smiling a lot, etc. You're giving that to yourself. And maybe, and even if there is somebody else involved here, because I know some of you do have a person, I feel like that's not the point. The point is that you've gotten here on your own. A lot of people do see the passion that you have. I feel like people understand that you have a lot of things to live for. What's interesting is Pele is the goddess of volcanoes, volcanic activity. I associate her with this birth. For a lot of you, this birth, this new thing you're bringing into the world does have a lot of passion. So again, those of you who are very creative, this new endeavor that you're doing, whatever it is that you're doing, you're putting a lot of passion behind it. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. You have so many cards already. A lot of you are coming into abundance. Some people are questioning that as well, which would explain why they think you have a person, especially if people don't know about your finances. They're wondering if somebody else is like paying for your things. We have intervention. They're noticing the sudden shift in you. And it's no wonder people think you have a partner or something, because I feel like you would only see this in, when people get into a relationship and they just start moving differently, that's what they see. So they're wondering if you have a person because you're acting differently, as if you had a person. But I feel like for a lot of you, I don't think that's the case. I think a lot of you have just really learned to be happy and grateful with yourself. We have Prometheus, altruism. Yeah. So the people talking about this, they're really meaning well. Not only that, but I think they just want to see you in better places. Like they want to see you have the life that you want, especially if they've seen you in and out of a lot of relationships or in and out of a lot of careers or just things that didn't work out. Back of the deck, Cernuno, shape-shifting. I feel like people have also seen you through a lot of phases of your life. Like they've seen you be this way, they've seen you be that way. Always authentic to yourself, but never quite the thing that you wanted to be. Yeah, the energy coming through, people talking about this, it feels very loving. So far, all the piles have been very loving. Well, I think most of the piles have been very loving. It's been a minute since I started this reading. Okay, we also have tantric. My goodness. I'll be honest, pile 3, especially those of you who have like friends, they're noticing that you've gone through a glow up, because with Ocean Pillar and this tantric card, a lot of you, oh my gosh, why? Okay, some of you have friends. This is very specific, and I know this sounds weird, but I have friends like this, so it does. So I have a lot of friends, and I'm very open-minded. For those of you who are capable of giving birth, women, if you have like straight male friends, they're noticing that you look so good. They're kind of wondering like who's hitting that up. They're wondering they're wondering if you have a boyfriend that they haven't sized up yet. I know it sounds weird, but even your female friends, it's like people, when a person just looks like really, really good, a lot of you have gone through a glow up. They're wondering if you're getting laid well. Honestly, that's what I'm seeing. They're wondering if I keep hearing, does pile 3 have somebody that they're seeing on the side, not as a relationship, but maybe they're just, hooking up with somebody? Because you have this glow about you that people only associate with either being pregnant, being in a relationship, or just getting really, really bomb-esque. I know that sounds weird, but that's what I'm getting. A lot of you look really good. Like in every sense of the word. I feel like a lot of you have really upped your sensual appeal or like your sensuality. Whether that's been intentional or not, I'm not sure, but like people are noticing that you look like you're in your prime, essentially. Your attractive, sensual prime. Oh gosh, that's weird to say, but your friends are noticing this. I think even like the older generations are noticing this, especially those of you, like for example, if you have older female friends who have already been through what you've been through. They're like, oh, I remember being that young and looking that good and what happened when I was dating somebody. Like they remember that time in their life. So they're wondering, they're just curious. It's really cute. That energy that I'm picking up specifically is really cute. They're like, oh, I wonder if pile 3 has a little boyfriend we don't know about, or, a little girlfriend we don't know about. Something along those lines. This pile does feel like a lot of you are feminines out here. But even if you're a man, same thing. They're wondering if there's somebody out there that you're trying to get pregnant, that you're trying to hit up here. It's kind of funny, but also really sweet. But that's what I'm getting. Honestly, that's what I'm getting. I do feel like a lot of you have been on this journey of self-love. Also, a lot of you are looking amazing. Amazing. Because both Ocean and Pele, both goddesses that to me revolve around like water. Pele more volcanic activity, which does start from the water. And water to me is like, it's emotion and sensuality. So a combination of the both of these. But also the purity, there's like a newness to you, there's something new here, a new energy that they haven't seen before, and I think they're talking about it because they want to be excited about the next chapter about your life. So with that said, I'm loving this energy, pile 3. Whoever these people talking about you, I feel like they do wish you the best. So let's go ahead and see what the tarot has to say. So we're going to see more specifically who is talking about you like this, why. Even though I feel like I answered a lot of that, I just kind of, I want to get a little bit more in depth here. So with the tarot, I want to see, I kind of tweak the questions a little bit for every reading, because every reading will be a little, every pile has like its own set of interesting energy coming through. For this one, I want to see who is talking about you specifically. So who is the one talking about this gossip? Hopefully they're not spreading rumors that you're pregnant. I don't think that's the case, but I guess we'll find out. Who is talking about you this way? We got the 6 of Swords. Have some of you recently left where you're from, or recently gone somewhere? Because this is like the 3rd time a journey card has come through. So the 6 of Swords, it's traveling, specifically traveling over water or traveling over a long distance. This could be people back home. So for example, and this happens a lot in my culture, like if you're from a particular country and you move somewhere else to be with your partner, they're wondering if you've gotten pregnant yet, like to marry that person, or to, they may even say that you got married just to keep, you know, appearances up, even though you're really just shacking up with somebody. They're wondering if you've gotten pregnant yet, if you've started a family, have you gotten that job you wanted, have you started new things? I feel like they're very curious. So especially those of you who have parents or family that lives elsewhere from where you are, they're wondering if you've started your life off the way you wanted it yet. So this definitely feels like people who don't live where you are anymore, people that you've left behind, people that you've had to say goodbye to, and that you are now living a different life from. Which I know seems very, well, I guess that isn't very odd. That's a very common thing, right? Let's go ahead and see why they are saying this. And I guess we can figure out why. But why specifically? 6 of Cups, because they miss you. Because I feel like some people around you always thought you would grow up in the same place as they did, especially your friends. Like, you know how we have childhood friends and we think we're gonna grow up together, have our kids together, and our kids are gonna be best friends together. That's what I'm seeing for a lot of you. So it's really the nostalgia hitting them. Also, they just miss you. So they want to be nosy. They want to talk about you to other people because they miss you. I know that seems odd, but I'm literally seeing like a mom or an auntie talk to somebody else about you, and what makes them feel close to you is talking about you. So they might be gossiping a little, and they're probably saying things, they're not saying harmful things, hopefully, but it's like, you know, if an auntie was talking about you, it's like, oh yeah, pile 3, they moved here and they're probably gonna start a family soon, or oh, they moved here and they're gonna have a new job there soon, they're gonna do this. Like, talking about you makes them feel close to you, even if they're not really talking to you directly. So this is what I'm picking up on. How will this gossip impact you, if at all, in any way? We have the 2 of Cups. Oh, this is so sweet. I feel like when you visit again, when you come back home, if you do, or when you see these people again, if they visit you instead, I feel like it's just gonna be very heartwarming. I feel like you're actually gonna feel positive that they were talking about you. I feel like you're going to, I'm getting so like choked up here for a lot of you, pile 3. I feel like you're gonna feel very nostalgic. Like maybe in the past you would have gotten annoyed that they were talking about you. It's like, oh, why are you talking about me? But now it's like, it's very heartwarming. It's like, oh, look at you talking about me. Like you expected your aunties and your mom to talk about you, you know? So I feel like it's actually a little bit heartwarming. Maybe it's even warming your heart to hear this right now, to know that they've been, maybe you even knew this already, but just kind of hearing about it, getting confirmation is making you feel that much better. Which, again, once you've been alone somewhere without your family, I feel like this kind of stuff just hits different, you know? It's not as annoying anymore. Now it's just like, aw, look at them doing the thing they do. Anything else? I'm just gonna get 2 more cards coming through here. This is very sweet, pile 3. King of Swords. So for those of you who do have a partner, I feel like they're talking about them a lot, especially if your partner is an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This could also be, I mean, I'm not really picking up on masculine energy here, but I don't think the person talking, oh yeah, I don't feel like it's masculine. This feels very feminine, like sweet and feminine. So they could also be talking about your partner, because King of Swords lets me know that they're talking positive things. They're talking him up, like he's very smart, intelligent, kind, somebody who likes to talk as well. I feel like they're saying that your partner likes to talk. Even if they do or don't, I don't think that's relevant. They're just making, you know, hyping him up, because air energy is very social energy. Even the shy ones, they will always be able to talk about the things that they love at length. So I feel like they're definitely hyping him or her up. And I say masculine energy because King of Swords energy is very masculine. So if you do have a partner, they're also talking positively about this person. 4 of Cups. And like I said, 4 of Cups upwards, it's like you're stuck on, this would be like you're missing this terribly, but reversed, it's like one way people deal with missing you is talking about you. This is so sweet. Back of the deck, the High Priestess. And I feel like your intuition, what about the intuition? Judgment. 7 of Swords. This is a weird message. It's coming through in several ways. Your intuition is kicking in because the people, I feel like a lot of you have family or people around you or friends that always served as your intuitive guides. Like I feel like you never really questioned anything because you were surrounded by people who always were looking out for you, who always had the best advice. But now that you're in a space where you're no longer around them or you don't talk to them as frequently as you used to, like you may still be in the group chat, but you're not hanging out with them every weekend. It's kind of like your intuition has ramped up considerably. It's almost like their higher spirits, their spirit guides, and your spirit guides have amplified your intuition so that it helps you move around in life. I see this a lot with people who are very independent. They tend to have very, very strong intuition because they feel comfortable on their own. And I feel like especially if you've left something behind and now that you're on your own a lot more, your intuition has amped up. It wouldn't surprise me if you're dreaming about them or dreaming about the situations you used to have back home. Because we have Judgment and 7 of Swords reversed and the 2 of Pentacles. So this is really kind of its own little thing going on here. If a lot of you have felt that your intuition has picked up, I mean, it could also be mother's intuition. Maybe your friends are even talking about that. For those of you who are pregnant, I know not all of you are, and I know a lot of you don't want to be, so don't take that to mean that you will get pregnant if you don't want it. But it's kind of like your intuition has ramped up regardless, because people are sending you good vibes, people are praying for you, people are just sending you, they're all the best. It's beautiful energy here. I mean, look at this. And I feel like for a lot of you, you have gotten into a new relationship and you're no longer with the people you used to hang out with a lot because of said relationship. But, you know, they still miss you. You miss them. So let's go ahead and get some closing advice for my pile 3. Starting with your froggy card. For my pile 3. This has been a really sweet one. I think I did a previous gossip reading like a year ago and it was way different. That was like true tea, true gossip. I may link it in the description below if this reading wasn't juicy enough for you. This one has been very sweet so far. I am okay with who I am. I am perfect, but I am always learning and growing. Yeah. You've learned to love yourself. You learned to embrace yourself. And people are noticing this. And look how this little froggy is giving herself a hug. It's so cute. It's like they're sending you all the love that maybe you feel you lack sometimes. I'm just getting so choked. Some of you must really be missing your family. I'm getting so choked up here. But this is so loving. We're gonna get a evening mantra card. And yeah, you know you're not perfect, but I feel like you accept yourself the way you are now. I think in previous, I almost said previous lifetimes, in previous years, or maybe when you were younger, you would have been so hard on yourself, but now you're learning to accept yourself as you are. And this is because you know you have a very loving support system elsewhere. We have, I speak to and about myself the way a best friend would, minus the hair braiding. And at the end of the day, I'm the best damn bestie I have, minus the hair braiding. This is so cute. Also, this orangutan is also hugging itself. It's almost like, do some of you do this? Like whenever you miss your mom or siblings or your friends, you just hug yourself and pretend they're there. Or like when they call, they say, can you give yourself a hug for me so that you know I'm giving you a hug? Something like that. That is so cute because both of these creatures are hugging themselves. Also, there's something to be said about self-love here, because you're speaking to yourself the way a best friend would. And for hair braiding, I'm wondering, like, are some of you somewhere where like for your specific type of hair, it's hard to find somebody who knows how to work with it? Because, you know, I get it. I used to have very thick hair, so it was hard to find like a good hairstylist, and maybe you're even missing your own hairstylist. It's like, man, they live halfway across the world and I can only see them once a year. So take that if it resonates. I know, especially, you know, my girlies with textured hair, if you're living somewhere where nobody has textured hair, how do you deal with that? Like, I've always been very curious. And then the last card is going to be from the Lover's Oracle. And even though this wasn't really a love reading, I mean, it is a love reading here because I feel like whoever I'm tapping into, they're gossiping about you, but it's all positive. And they're gossiping about you because of love, if anything, which is so sweet. Pile 3, honestly, first of all, you got one of like the spicier cards here. Passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. Did some of you literally move somewhere to be with somebody that you married and they're wondering, I hope pile 3 is really getting it on because I want some grandchildren? Like, that's what I'm getting. I feel like if this is a mom energy I'm tapping into, they want you to get it on with your husband or wife so that you can finally give them grandchildren. Like, it's aggressive. Oh my gosh. Like, it's kind of funny how like this more 18 plus messages is coming through, because of course your mom would never really say this to you, or maybe she would. I don't know what kind of parents you guys have, but it's kind of like they want you to go ahead so you can give them some grandkids. It's kind of funny, but that's a select few of you. I know that's not everybody, but this is where I leave it. Pile 3. Even actually, you know what, your friends are probably saying this too. They're kind of wondering, so how is your partner? Especially if you have the kind of friends that you do talk to that way. I don't know. I just think it's funny. But pile 3, this is where I'm going to leave it. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the smoky quartz, then we have a reading here for you about the gossip, the tea on you. What are people saying about you? Who is talking about you? And why, depending on what it is. But let's go ahead and start with your cards. We have play. So a lot of you, you're having a lot of fun, and maybe you're posting this on social media. People are recognizing that you're having a lot of fun. That was a school bus going by. Maybe some of you are going on some sort of bus trip, or like a I don't know, something to do with buses. Because whenever I think of school buses, my first memory is like going on field trips whenever I was younger in school. Because in private schools, a lot of them don't have buses. So you would only see them like for field trips, taking, you know, all those kids from point A to point B. So that's interesting. So maybe some of you are going on a trip, or they could just see you have fun. Maybe you're posting more videos or pictures of you being somewhere online, because people are noticing that you're having fun, you're playing around. Some of you could literally be like, if you're into sports or you play an instrument, they could also be watching you do this. We also have trigger. Oh, okay. Not you triggering people, pile 4. You have fear. I'll tell you why I sound like I'm kind of laughing in a minute. Shadow. Okay, you got some haters out here. Well, you got several people talking about this, and choice. Interesting. Okay, back of the deck. chaos. Reverse, letting me know that somebody here is overreacting to the things that they see you do. Mostly the stuff you put on social media, because the energy I'm getting... So, you know, when you're a kid and you're doing all this fun stuff, but then like your parents, especially your mom, is watching you do this and she's freaking out because she thinks you're going to fall and like, you know, break your back or whatever. That's what I'm seeing. Like some people are just like terrified that you're doing certain things and that it's bad. So somebody here is definitely overreacting, I feel. Trigger at first makes me think that you also have haters out there who might be a little jealous of the things you're doing, but I'm not getting that as much as people just fearing what you're doing. Because even in this choice card, I'm seeing like these caves and this mountain. Maybe some of you are going quite literally to mountains or caves to do some exploring. I think of like, for example, I love hiking, but my family didn't grow up hiking. They didn't grow up liking nature like that. So to them, it can seem a little scary. To me, I just do it every day, you know, no big deal. Like, yeah, it can get a little, depending on how much of it you do or how, you know, out there off the grid you want to be, I guess it can be, but I never do that. But I could easily see my family thinking, oh my god, how are you not scared? And I'm like, it's literally just the woods. Like there's not going to be a bear coming out of nowhere. I don't go to those places, but I feel like for some of you, you're posting things online that you believe and definitely enjoy, like that you believe are fun and that you definitely enjoy, but people are watching us and they're like, oh my god, how is pile 4 doing this? Another example I'm thinking of is like skydiving. To me, that sounds like so much fun. Like I've never been skydiving. I probably will at least once in my life. Like that's one of my bucket list things. But of course people are like, are you crazy? Why are you falling out of a plane? You know, that's what I'm seeing. So a lot of you, you're having your best life right now. You're having a lot of fun. People, though, are questioning it and they're scared of it. And for some of you, this doesn't even have to be that crazy. I feel like for some people, having children is so much fun. But, you know, especially my generation and the generations after us, I feel like we see having children as a little scary. Like, how can you be stressed out all the time over this little human who's like growing up and you have to be responsible for? It could even be as simple as that. But for the majority of you, I feel like this is something that you're doing that people are kind of like freaking out about. And honestly, it's making them confront their own shadows. It's making them confront their own fears. There's people out there who are very naturally fearful and they're just like cling on to that fear for whatever reason. So maybe it's people like this. This feels like friends and family, by the way. And for some of you, it could be like haters and exes or whatever. I guess it depends on what kind of platform you have and how public it is and what it is that you're expressing. But for a lot of you, you're doing something that to other people comes off as scary. By the way, I am so sorry, pile 4. I still a little bit congested, so I'm talking a little bit weird. I've been congested for weeks now, but yeah, I feel like people are just terrified of whatever it is that you're doing. But with chaos reversed, what I'm also getting, there's certain people here. I'm not sure who it is. It might be family, it might be coworkers, somebody that you have to deal with that you don't want to. That they like to make a mountain out of a molehill. Like they like to take something small and just like catastrophize it, like the crap out of it. So it's like they'll watch you do one thing and they'll just like make up this entire story in their head about how awful you're doing something, and it's like, oh my god. So I do feel like you have some toxic people here, but most people here are just concerned, or they would never do what you do, which I know is weird. But let's get the rest of your cards, pile 4. I haven't even really started your reading. It's just the energy I'm picking up on is so interesting. Yeah, for those of you who like to travel, you're probably traveling to places that your family thinks is dangerous, you know. I travel to Mexico often and people just assume it's all dangerous when really it's just certain areas and parts. Okay, we have Fortune, Horseshoe. So you have a lot of good luck. Some of you could be Sagittarius or have strong Sagittarius energy for sure. I want to know more about the people talking about you though. Like, why are they so triggered and irrationally fearful? And they're like, honestly, they need to do the shadow work. We have Achilles, confidence. Somebody who thinks they know everything, that's for sure. Except like, this is somebody who's very cocky. Like, whoever this is, they think they know everything, but then you trigger them. Like, you know, this is so odd. I'll get into this in a little bit. But this is somebody who thinks they know everything, and then they come to you and it's like they lose their ish because you're always doing something that just triggers them. Or you're like the one person they can't figure out. Some of these people could be a little controlling. Achilles isn't necessarily controlling, but I am thinking of his mother. His mother, you know, what was it? She found out through some oracle or whatever that he would perish, or that he would, like, he was gonna die somehow. So she dipped him into the pool to make him immortal, invincible, but she forgot the heel, of course, Achilles' heel. That's where we get that from. So that's what I'm seeing. It's like a very fearful, I keep seeing a fearful parent. Doesn't have to be a mother. For some of you, it's your father. I think it depends on who was the more fearful one, or who, you know, overprotected you more than anything. Back of the deck, we have Jade, Emperor, Organization. But see, with Chaos reversed and Organization reversed, this person doesn't seem to understand that you can prepare for the worst. Or they seem to forget that, like, regardless of who this is, they don't seem to know that you know more than you lead on. Yeah, like, you know a lot more than they give you credit for. Again, I'm thinking of the idea of hiking. To some people, it scares the living crap out of them. It's like, oh, what if I see a snake? And it's like, well, you can, you know, well, I'm not going to tell you how to get rid of a snake, but you can walk around it. You can watch where you go. You can take a first aid kit. Like, there's several ways to avoid certain things. And I think this is what these people or person don't seem to understand, is that even if you are doing something dangerous, you are putting systems in place to take care of you. You know, you ride a motorcycle, you wear a helmet. That's what I'm seeing. So people are watching you do some crazy stuff, and they forget that you can bounce back, or that you can take care of yourself. Because whatever you're doing, it sounds like fun. In fact, now that I think of it, maybe some of you are getting a motorcycle and you're showing it off, and your mom is just like, oh my God, I can't believe you got a motorcycle. So, or even like roller coasters. I love roller coasters, but you know, people out there would just hate it. But like, those roller coasters go through a lot of safety measures. We have, what is this? Repel. Man, what is it with your haters out here? Like, I get that some people are fearful out of concern, they're triggered out of concern, but you really got some haters out here just saying stuff about you, even though you're having fun. For some of you, this could be, I mean, I guess it could be an ex just hating on the fact that you're living your best life without them. But for some of you, you've got some haters out here saying, well, I would never do that. It's like, well, who cares? Whoever these people are. Because I don't think you're making enemies through this. At least I hope not. We have Pele, Passion. This makes me think of volcano watching. Look, I would never get that close to a volcano. I get the appeal. It looks awesome. But I'm thinking of like whenever there's a volcanic eruption and people just like line up to see it up close. I guess that's one thing I can understand. But also Passion makes me think that a lot of you, whatever you're doing, you're really excited about it. You're very passionate about it. You love it. So you don't care about the haters. Maybe you already knew there were people out here who had something to say about this. And grounded. Yeah, because you're very grounded. Oh, I forget. Volcanoes to me are a symbol of grounding, because it's literally coming from the core of the earth, the center of the earth, where we get our grounding, where we ground ourselves to the earth, nature, and ourselves. So it makes us, it reminds us that we are human, living a human experience. So this actually makes a lot of sense to me. For a lot of you, whatever this is, reminds you that you are human, reminds you that you only have one life, so you're going to take a chance and have fun with it. And I don't really think a lot of you are doing anything dangerous, honestly. I feel like a lot of you are just having fun. I feel like a lot of you are just enjoying yourself. I'm honestly thinking of a lot of like intense sports, or like high impact sports that seem dangerous but really aren't. Or I'm even thinking of like traveling places, or whatever it is that you're doing. You're having the time of your life and people are worried about you. And some of this is, you know, it's with good intentions. Like, your family would be worried about you, making sure that you're being safe, and that's loving and all. But you also got some haters out here. Like what is their deal? What is their problem with repel, trigger, and chaos? It's like they're looking for reasons to hate you, but it's like, how can they? You're so brave. You're just so bold. Who cares what they think? Honestly, pile 4. What else is coming through? Honestly, I love your energy, pile 4, and I don't get why you have so many haters about it. I really don't care about them. And I'm trying to get more of the tea on them. Honestly, they're just fearful, small people who can't, who honestly, if they were given the same chance, if they were given the same choice, they wouldn't accept it, or they even couldn't. And that's where the envy comes through. Maybe it's not even envy for some of them. Maybe some of them really don't care what you have to have going on, but it's like, why do they care? If they don't care, why are they showing up in this reading? Like, it's just, I don't know, it's weird. But this is so far the juiciest reading. All the other readings have been very like sweet and very like, all the people coming through have been very loving. This one, I'm honestly curious who's hating on you, because I feel like you have haters. Or if you don't, you might even have like very disapproving family here. At least about this particular thing you're doing. Because I feel like it's one specific thing that maybe you're posting about online. Because this feels very public. I feel like people are finding out about this whether they like it or not. Or whether you mean for them to find out or not. So let's get your cards. So for the tarot version, tarot portion, I wanna see who these people are. Okay, we got two. We have Justice and Knight of Wands. Two very different camps. I'm not surprised. Your haters are the Justice reverse. They feel like you don't deserve this, whatever this is, which is so dumb. Like, the energy I'm picking up on them is that they don't know you at all. Like, they honestly don't know anything about you. It's part of the reason they hate you. Like, rather than get to know you and understand you, they would rather assume things that you don't deserve. Second camp, Knight of Wands, you actually do have people who are like totally into this. I feel like you've got these are the envious people. They kind of wish they could just like pack up their bags and go with you. So you got two camps, people who hate, people who love it. I'm probably part of the Knight of Wands crew here. These are people, again, Knight of Wands, it's very, very fiery energy. This would be a motorcycle person. This would be somebody who likes to go on roller coasters, likes to go traveling. It's fire energy. It's like youthful fire energy. I want to lean towards masculine, but it doesn't have to be. I feel like there's people out here who are envious. They would love to do the things that you are doing. Justice reverse. Justice is Libra, but Libra doesn't necessarily hate. They love to criticize, though, whenever they do hate. To me, I think that's the biggest thing about Libras. Watch out for their criticism, because that will indicate like how they feel about stuff, even though they try to be impartial about everything. I grew up with a lot of Libras. That's the reason I say that. They're interesting to figure out. But yeah, these are your haters. So what exactly are they saying? I'm going to get a card for each camp, because you've got people who love this and people who hate it. So people who aren't on board with you, what are they saying? Queen of Cups. Interesting. Can I get a card for the Knight of Wands crew? The Chariot. Not surprised. The Chariot, it's a vehicle. It's fast cars, things moving fast. Okay, so the people who hate this for you, I feel like some of them could be mother figures. You know, again, they're just like, why are you doing this? I don't get why you're doing it. This is not safe for you, etc. So it could be like a mother figure who just disagrees with the things you're doing. But your haters are the ones who are triggered by everything. I feel like they're just people who are not very in tune with their emotional needs. You pile 4, this is going to sound interesting, but I need to say this because I have Mars and Pisces. We got a watery sign and a very fiery planet. One way I release emotion is through action. It's through motion. For me, I mentioned roller coasters. Roller coasters to me are a way of releasing, they're catharsis for me. Like any emotion I have pent up, like I will release it in all those screams. I will like be looping around. I'll just, roller coasters are a ride. And even the intense ones, to me, it's literally like an out-of-body experience, because I'm releasing a lot of energy, pent-up energy, anger, frustration, fear. I'm releasing all of that when I'm in a roller coaster. I know that seems a bit much for a freaking ride at the theme park, but that's honestly how it feels like for me sometimes. So the fact that you're doing things that other people are too afraid to do is something about being honest to your own emotions, being honest to how you feel about yourself. Even if it's going on a trip to somewhere that maybe some people consider dangerous. Maybe some people consider XYZ, whatever. You have a calling to that place because you want to go, even if it's as simple as you want to visit. I'm feeling like a lot of you understand your needs and you follow them. And that's a healthy way for you to release them. I know that seems a little odd. Maybe some of you have like moon in a fire sign, or like I said, Mars in a water sign. That's how I release my pent up anger, frustration energy, is like through something like a roller coaster, or through like a high impact sport, through something that to other people, I guess, would seem concerning, even though it's not really concerning. So that's what that's your haters take. They don't have the guts to do what you would do. People who are on board with whatever you're doing, they just think it's cool and they wish it could go with you. Like, I just keep hearing that, like they would do what you're doing. You're actually inspiring them to do something similar in the future, maybe near future. Don't be surprised if people start following suit with whatever you do. You might be starting a trend here, pile 4. I love this energy, by the way. I love your energy, pile 4. So this is why. What's the next question? To whom are they? I'm hearing, to whom are they talking to this about? Queen of Wands. Okay, your haters. There's like some mean girl energy, because Queen of Wands can be very outgoing, but it could also be very like, the negative side of Queen of Wands is that she can be a bit, what's the word? It's a bit mean girl. It's a bit like, it's jealousy for sure. It's a bit competitive. Like they feel like they can outdo you. Feminine energy here does not support this, whatever this is. Like specifically like low vibrational feminine, like women, like female energy does not like what you're doing for whatever reason. That's weird. Because again, I'm getting mean girl. But yeah, they're telling people. But oddly enough, like somebody within this circle or within this group envies you as well. It's like, well, you know what? Actually, what pile 4 is doing is pretty cool, but I don't like pile 4, so... You know, it's that trigger, it's that jealousy. That's what I'm seeing. Let's see what the positive side is, this other camp. Man, you've got such interesting, you polarize people, pile 4. The Tower reversed. It started raining really hard, by the way. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it's been raining for a minute. I'm just not realizing it. But the people who support you, they know you'll be okay. It's like, they know you've got this. They believe in you. Upright, it would be like, oh, it's kind of like you did something that they weren't expecting, but because they know you well enough and because they know how you operate, like the people who understand you, it's like, well, I could actually see pile 4 doing that. This is not out of character for them. Maybe it was at first, but now that the more they dig deeply into it, it's like, you know what? Pile 4 actually, I'm glad they did this. Like they're proud of you. Like they're surprised that you did it, but they're glad you did. That's what I'm seeing. It's like a pleasant surprise. So and some of you could actually be, like I said, inspiring them, or they could be living out their dreams through you because you're doing something that they wanted to do. How will this affect you, if at all? Okay. Man, there are some mean girls here. Who's talking crap about you? Pile 4. I was going to say, how was this going to affect you? We got the Queen of Swords reversed. Somebody here is gossiping about you. I feel like it will get back to you. But you're also not afraid to shut them up, because it's like, excuse you? You got something to say? Especially with Justice reversed, like, these people think they can get away with just hating on you. Not only that, I do feel like somebody will come to your defense. This person could be an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But you got, like, maybe somebody in the group, like, if we were to see this as, like, 3 people talking about you, I feel like somebody in the group, and they could be an air sign, because, you know, air signs, they like to be impartial. They like to see the positives and negatives of both things. I feel like somebody will actually, like, defend you. It's going to be like, hey, I don't think this is fair to pile 4. Like, they're just doing them. And just because we hate pile 4 doesn't mean we shouldn't allow them to, like, do them and be happy, you know, let them do their thing, which I actually like that energy. But I do feel like they are talking negatively about you, and they are, like, you will hear about it, but I also don't think it would surprise you. Some of you, if you know you have people who don't like you, I guess it doesn't surprise you. And then for the people who do love you, the people who are so on board with you, how will this affect you? Oh, a lot of cards. They got a lot of questions. 2 of Wands. Yeah, like I said, a lot of them, they're like, how did you do this? How did you do that? They're excited for you. They're going to be asking questions. That's what 2 of Wands is coming through here. Like planning out a trip or asking. Actually, it's funny. She's got literal wands here, and it looks like she's about to cast a spell. So it's like they're trying to cast their own spell. They're trying to make their own thing happen here. They're probably just going to ask how you did what you did. Last card, I'm just going to do one because it's already kind of long since you got extra people coming through. This has to be a very public thing, by the way, because I see a lot of opinions. Two of Cups. I feel like you're gonna make a lot of friends on this, whatever it is that you're doing. You're making new friends. You already have made new friends, maybe even a whole community. But I feel like it starts with like one person, and from there it opens up. Yeah, you're making a lot of friends. For some of you, I guess a romantic partner could be involved, or maybe you got into this because of a romantic partner, only if that applies, of course, but you are making new connections here. Back of the deck. High Priestess. The High Priestess has come out in a lot of these readings, letting me know that everybody's intuition is amping up. But I feel like you've been intuitively called to do whatever it is that this is, whatever it is that they're talking about. Again, because you know how to follow your heart, you know how to follow your emotions. You know how to follow that instinct that you have. I feel like for a lot of you, you've been wanting to do this forever, and maybe people have things to say about it, and you honestly don't care. You're inspiring the right people. And the people who have, the people talking about it, I don't know what their deal is. They're in low feminine energy, toxic feminine, if you will, because I see a lot of gossip. I see a lot of criticisms or whatever. But forget them. People think it's cool, whatever you're doing. So with that said, let's get into some closing advice for my pile 4. Let's start with your froggy card. I feel like a lot of you are either like traveling or just doing some, I don't think it's roller coasters. I think everybody rides roller coasters. Maybe you decided to buy a bike or something. Okay, we have, it's so brave of me to exist. Exactly. That's what I've been saying since the beginning. Whatever you're doing, it's very brave. And I feel like a lot of people are just jealous that they don't have the guts to do what you are doing, or don't even have, maybe they don't have the freedom to do so. Whatever it may be. Because I feel like it's different for everybody. Like everyone comes from different cultures. Everyone has different backgrounds. So what may be normal to us may be different to somebody else. Let's get your Lover's Oracle card. And even though this isn't really a love reading, I just want to see what message is coming for you in terms of like how people perceive you. We've got this one. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Yeah. Again, I'm thinking of the overprotective mother, because for some of you, this could be an overprotective mother, and maybe all those queens were like your aunties or her friends. It's like they're all talking about you. It's like, oh, I can't believe pile 4 is doing this. When you love somebody, you let them do what they need to do, and you don't control them. And I think that's the thing a lot of parents have to recognize when as their children are growing up. Love doesn't mean control. Love means that you'll be there for somebody even if they fall, even if, you know, the worst hits them, you'll be there for them. That's how you love somebody, by letting them do what they need to do and still being there for them. Of course, there are limits to that. I know there's boundaries, but when you love somebody, you let them do what they need to do, and you're there for them through thick and thin. So that's what this truly means. Because for some of you, I do feel like it's like family who's overreacting, or friends maybe even, but for some of you, it could be like a mom figure who's just, yeah, they're just so concerned. And then the last card, it doesn't matter how old I am or what's going on in my life, Epiphany is always waiting just around the corner, which is why I guess it's good to sleep with a night light on. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I sleep with night lights. I need like that mood lighting. Also because I get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, and I don't want to like trip on everything. Like every night, it's just clockwork. But that's what I'm saying. It's like you have systems in place to keep you safe. You know, you have a backup plan. You have things like, you know what you're doing, pile 4, and you appreciate the concern because you know that there's love in there somewhere, but you know what you're doing. And with, it doesn't matter how old I am or what's going on in my life, I feel like for a lot of you, you feel your life passing you by. So you want to do certain things before you get too old, or before, you know, your time is up. And that's fair. I know a lot of people, younger people, who had a chance to take up like a management position, and they gave it up so that they could go. I think one person I know, they wanted to travel. They wanted to like go on ride their mountain bike all over the US, and somebody wanted to like travel to all the 7 wonders of the world or something like that. So for some of you, this could involve travel. For some of you, this could involve just, again, something irrational. Maybe some of you quit a job and decided to pursue your dreams, and that could seem dangerous to a lot of people, especially if it's something that you're having fun with. But You do you, pile 4. People are going to say what they say. You follow your dreams, and I'm very proud of you. I'm excited for you, pile 4. But this is where I leave it. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 5. If you chose the Tibetan or Lemurian quartz, I cannot remember what it is called, but it is a beautiful quartz regardless. Then we have your reading here for you about the tea on you, what people are saying about you, what the gossip is on you, who's saying this, and why. So let's go ahead and get the cards that you chose. You actually got 2. We have compassion and wisdom. Okay, I love this already, but let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. I don't know if this is relevant to the reading, but I've had the song from Wicked, No One Mourns the Wicked, stuck in my head for like the past week, and I'm not sure why. And it's coming through really strong this morning. So there's something here about people not knowing either you or somebody knowing you really well and everybody else kind of saying something about you. Because compassion and wisdom makes me feel like you're very wise for sure, but you're also very kind, but maybe people don't really get to see this side of you, or I don't know, something along those lines. Also, I do have to apologize for my voice. I'm a little congested still from being sick weeks ago. So pile 5. We have unknown. Yeah, like not a lot of people know you, or not a lot of people know you that well or that deeply. I feel like, for example, if we're talking about the workplace, you probably only have like 1 or 2 really, really close friends, and everybody else just knows you professionally. Or even within a group of friends, you could be that one friend that not a lot of people know, like you're more of an acquaintance, but like the one friend that introduced you to the group really knows you well. We have listen. Also, my voice is really weird this morning. I woke up not too long ago, and my voice has been a little odd. Again, there's something about the unfamiliar here with you. I feel like people don't really know you that well. And desire. Oh, okay. So I feel like there's people here who want to get to know you, but not a lot of people do. Desire lets me know that people are very curious about you. They're very interested, maybe even for some romantically interested, but they want to get to know more about you. It's almost like you're a very mysterious character to a lot of people. Back of the deck, we have celebrate. Yeah, but I mean, it's not that you're even that introverted. I feel like you don't mind going to social gatherings. I feel like you don't mind talking to people, but you almost seem to, you're either really new to the people around you, or you seem to hold people at an arm's length. Like you don't let people get to know you that well right away. So the amount of people who do know you well is very far and few. Like the people who know your true personality, who know, you know, the side of you that a lot of people don't expect to see. Celebrate also lets me know, again, you're not afraid of partying. Maybe you're actually a bit of a party person, but there's still like a mystery to you. Like even if you go to all the social gatherings, people don't get to know you that well, or you could even, for some of you, you could even be very intimidating, and that's why they don't approach you. So yeah, mysterious right away, but with compassion and wisdom, you're very kind. I feel like people have nothing but good to say about you, but at the same time, they don't know much about you. We have retreat, cave, 25. Again, with that air of mystery, especially when you look at this interesting looking cave. It's almost like not all dare enter the cave here, which I kind of like. So people definitely see you as very mysterious. Even if you don't think you're that mysterious, maybe you think you're very, like you're an open book. I feel like people, again, either you're very new to your area or people just haven't gotten to know you. We have earth. Yeah, I feel like you're very down to earth. That makes a lot of sense here. Because when I'm tapping into your personal energy, pile 5, I feel like you don't believe you're this mysterious person, or maybe even people find you intimidating. I don't think you believe that. Unless, like I said, you're new to the area, which even won't be all of you. I feel like for some of you, even if you've been in your area for some time, people still don't know much about you. You could be that one person in the neighborhood. You've been living there for years, but not everybody gets to see you. I think it's just the intimidation, because the more I look at that cave, it's like, do I want to go in there or not? We have committed. Interesting. There is, I mean, for some of you, you could already be in a relationship, and this is how people get to know you, through like your spouse or your partner. So maybe your partner has introduced you to a new community and people are very curious about you, which makes sense. And then for those of you who are not committed, I feel like there are people who are wondering if you're committed. Like they're wanting to know all about your romantic business, because I feel like some people are very attracted to you, either because of your newness or because maybe you are of that age where you would be somebody who is very eligible to, you know, be married or in a partnership, whatever that may mean to that community or even culture. So especially if you're single, people are very curious. It's like, oh, well, do you have a partner? Do you want one? You know, it's like, that's what I'm seeing. And of course, some people do find you very attractive. I think because of your mysterious nature. The people I'm picking up on do seem to be the community at large. I'm not getting one or the other. I'm also not really getting anything malicious. This is honestly just pure curiosity. We have Allah, virtue. And Ceridwen, transformation. Back of the deck, Ishtar's sexuality. Yeah, a lot of you, you're very attractive. Again, if you're new in town, like the people who would be attracted to you want to hit you up because they're like, so is pile 5 single? Because, yeah, and even if you're not new, I feel like there are certain people just wondering about, you know, your romantic life. Are you taken? Are you not? There are definitely people interested in you romantically, regardless, because you do seem very attractive. And I think that's partially due to your mysteriousness, because they don't really yet know you. Honestly, I feel like some people have crushes on you because they don't really yet know you. And hopefully they're not projecting too much, but you know how crushes are. Aries, war. Lots of masculine attention. I'm getting a lot of that. You're getting a lot of masculine attention with Aries here. It's not aggressive attention that I'm getting. It's more like, for example, for a lot of you, this is going to be men who are who are like paying attention to you, and they're very, very like manly men, like traditionally masculine. Like they like to go out and do, like, I don't know, man things, hit the gym, work on their muscles, do yard work. They're very interested in you. Why am I hearing single dad energy? I'm getting some of that as well. I'm hearing that, but like, maybe you're aware of this, especially if in your if this is like a new living space, you're aware that like the men there seem to be very traditionally masculine. You're like, oh, I'm not used to that. I'm from this place where men act like this. That's only for a select few of you. And for others of you, like I said, I feel like maybe they're not used to, like, whatever you may be, pile 5. They're not used to whatever you are. And because you're something new in town, they're very, very interested, which is so interesting. You must be new to where you are. Or if you're not, like, you're getting the attention of a type of person. I mean, they could have, like, I'm thinking of Aries, like the sign of Aries, the astrological sign of Aries, or even Mars dominant within their chart. Like you're gaining their attention. Back of the deck, Apach fear. But you're intimidating. Like you intimidate people. Like if you were used to nothing but people who wanted casual relationships, what you're gaining the attention of now are people who want something committed, something serious. Especially those of you who have moved somewhere where like the culture is a little bit more traditional, or you know, where they do things like, you know, people get married and they get together, the masculine takes care of the feminine, etc. Like I guess it all depends on what you're looking for, but this is the attention you are gathering. These are the people talking about you. I'm actually kind of surprised. Well, maybe I shouldn't be surprised, because if you are into men, then it's men talking about you, or masculine people, because like I said, there's kind of like just the hint of romantic interest, nothing too strong. It's more like they want to get to know you more than anything. With virtue and transformation, especially with this virtue card, you come off as somebody who would be like a good partner. And because I did hear single dad energy, and if that would be something you're into, pile 5, you look like somebody who would be a good person around their children if they are single dads. You know, I know that sounds weird, but that's just what's coming through. This is just the gossip about you. This is just what people are talking about. Maybe this is like ladies looking for wives for their sons as well. It's just interesting, but let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion. If this sounds like something you want to keep hearing about. And I did have another gossip reading, I think about a year ago. Oh, not the Eros card popping out. Come on. Yeah, you're gaining some romantic interest around here, pile 5. Regardless of how long you've been in this community, I feel like people are just on the hunt for a partner, a mate, and you seem to be very eligible. So they're curious about you. So let's go ahead and do the tarot. My first question is going to be, who are these people talking about you? It does feel like a collective for this particular pile. It does feel like it's multiple people, but I want to get more information about who they are. We have Starseed. This is the Fool card in this deck. So like I said, there's a sense of newness. People who don't know you, people who haven't gotten to know you. The fact that it's reversed lets me know, even if you've been living for some time where you are, these are like new people coming in. It could even be, and I say this because I've lived where I lived for like 20 years now. I've been in the same area. Like over the past decades, like new types of people have moved in, and I've noticed like a shift in like the overall population and the demographics of the area. So even if you've been living in the same place, I feel like new people have moved in and they're still very curious about you. So if it's not you being new to the area, it could be people being new to your area. And they just want to get to know you. Starseed lets me know they don't know much, so they want to get to know you. Not all the hot new singles showing up to your area, pile 5. This is what they're talking about, awakening. There's been a shift here. I don't know if you've just gone through like a glow up, because we did have that transformation card in the oracles. I don't know if you've gone through like a massive glow up. I don't know if maybe some of you have even gotten like cosmetic surgery or procedures done that are making you look different, or maybe it's just as simple as like a new hairstyle. Maybe you dyed your hair blonde or something, or vice versa. It's like you've gone through something transformational, because awakening is something pivotal. It's the Judgment card. It's Plutonic energy. So you must have done something to really change yourself, your appearance, or even your lifestyle up. For example, when I did LASIK surgery and no longer needed like glasses or contacts, that made a big difference for me, because suddenly I had all that time and my vision. Like it literally does change your like the way your eyes look because of the focus, I guess. So that maybe some of you had LASIK surgery or got contacts. This is why they're talking about you, because they're noticing you in a different light. Or maybe you just started dressing differently. Why are they talking about you? I'm more curious as to why they're talking. We have the Queen of Wands, because you're looking hot, like pile 5. You're looking attractive. You're just, like, you're becoming the desire of many hearts where you are. Like, you're just looking fine. And I mean, beautiful, amazing. People are loving you. There's something very physically attractive about you, even if you don't believe that. It's odd because I do talk about this sometimes with the people around me. It's like certain areas or certain cultures view certain body types or certain, like, you know, beauty standards are different for everybody. And I feel like whatever beauty standard is for this group of people, you seem to be it, or they're just really into you. It could either be because that's what they're into, or even because you're just so different from everybody else that it's very attractive. I guess it depends. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, of course. I think there's like no, like, I don't know, there's different types of beauties. And I feel like either you've really grown up, like either you've become very confident, or your personality has become very confident, because I feel like you don't feel this way, but there's definitely been a change within you. Or maybe for some of you, like if you know you've had procedures done and it's making you look, and you know, I feel like you may be aware of that. But for a lot of you, I feel like it's something you haven't really even tried to do too much. Maybe you just did your makeup a little different and boom, you're getting all the attention. Sometimes it's as simple as a new eyeliner. Like, I don't know. How will this affect you? So the gossip on you, pile 5, is that you're looking hot. And I feel like that's not bad at all. We have the Eight of Swords. I feel like this is making you a new type of shy. That, or you're not really picking up on it. You're not really recognizing it. So either or, maybe both. How it's affecting you? Not really. I feel like you're not really paying attention to it, which makes sense. I feel like I know I'm this way. Like I don't really notice when people are into me at all. Or if I do think maybe that I'm wrong about it, I don't know. But this is similar to you. You're not really aware, or maybe you're not really caring about it either. Maybe you're too busy doing whatever you're doing to care about the romantic attention. Or maybe when people point it out to you, you're just dismissive of it. So very humble here, pile 5. I feel like it's not really gonna affect you, but you also kind of don't believe it, which is very cute. Maybe you're just not in the market for anything romantic. That's okay. I mean, it's still good to look hot anyway. It's still good to be found attractive by people. I guess as long as they leave you alone, you know, as long as it doesn't bother you too much. And anything else that needs to be known for my pile 5. We have perspective, hangman. Like I said, there's just been a big shift in you, pile 5. I feel like it will change your life. Not right away, but like the pretty privilege is going to hit at some point, you know? Like you're going to recognize the effects of it. Maybe your life just gets a little easier and you don't know why. And you're going to find out it's probably due to your looks. And sometimes it's like it's a hard realization. Like we wish we weren't, you know, judged based off our looks, but sometimes that is the case. Or sometimes it's just a harsh reality, I think. You know, I don't want to get too much into it just because it bums me out sometimes, but you are going to see a little bit of a shift in your life. It's going to be easier. But again, I think a lot of it also comes from the fact that you're just so confident now, the fact that you're in a new space, that you've gone through a transformation. For a lot of you, you're either in a new space or just a sense of newness has come in and it's treating you differently. Back of the deck, we have Page of Pentacles. Yeah. For those of you who have moved into this area because of a new job, or because you've started something new here, this is a place that I feel like you will be for some time, or you could have the potential to grow things here. It's always the potential with the Page of Pentacles. But with that said, let's go ahead and move on to your closing advice. Lovely reading. Very cute as well. So yeah, people think you're gorgeous, pile 5. Let's get your froggy card. And again, I apologize for my voice. Like, I don't know why it's so soft today. I usually like to project a little more. Hopefully I don't sound too much like a child, because I get accused of that. I promise you, I'm in my 30s. All right, pile 5. Oh, this is cute. I will make sure that laughter is a priority in my life. See, it's like you want to have fun. You want to laugh. You want to enjoy life. I think that's what it is. It's like you're fully enjoying and accepting life as it is. And that makes you attractive. It's like people love a happy person. People love a person who thoroughly and fully embraces life. And if you don't feel like you're there right now, pile 5, I feel like you will be. I mean, look at this frog and these flowers and this mouse. And it looks like this mouse is offering flowers to the frog, and it's so cute. You're definitely getting new friends here. I feel like people, again, the pretty privilege. People just want to be friends with the attractive person. And this is regardless of your gender, by the way. I know, I think women think it's more likely with them, but I see it a lot with guys as well. You know, I've had guy friends who sometimes they just hang out with other guy friends because they think they're cool. And I'm over here like, well, he's also pretty hot. Are you sure it's not that? And, you know, I joke, but straight guy friends. But that's what I'm seeing. Like, people just think you look attractive, you look interesting, you look cool. Let's get a Lover's Oracle, which may actually be appropriate for this reading. I have this one. Transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Oh, I'm just now recognizing. So for some of you, I feel like you may have had like a secret admirer for some time, and things are finally changing between you and this person. Like, you take your friendship a little bit deeper. That's not going to be everybody, of course. This is for those of you for whom this was leaning more romantic. But regardless, pile 5, I feel like there has definitely been a change in you. And a lot of people can't help but notice it. And maybe some people can't even put their, like, they can't understand what the change is. It could just be your demeanor. It could be the way you walk. Maybe you've been going to the gym and that's been helping you a lot with your confidence. And the plus side of that is that you're also looking, you know, a lot more fit, or whatever it is that you've been working on at the gym. I know everybody has different goals there. Whatever it is, it's just changing you. And then your last card. I speak to and about myself the way a best friend would, minus the hair braiding. And at the end of the day, I'm the best damn bestie I have, minus the hair braiding. Okay, so maybe some of you are trying out braids and that looks good on you. But again, you're talking to yourself in a positive way. And maybe this is all it is. It's the confidence. It's the fact that you're accepting yourself as you are. Why am I hearing this? I'm going to say it because it's coming through. Sometimes getting older just feels like you're getting more confident within your own body, within your own self, with whatever it is that you are. Because I sometimes ask people like why they're into somebody that is older than them, like by several years. And they're like, I don't know, they seem like they know what they're doing and they're confident. So sometimes that itself brings a sort of attractiveness. And maybe for some of you, especially those of you getting older, that's just what it is. You know who you are and you're confident about yourself and you don't need any external validation. And yet somehow that makes you that much more attractive. Somehow that gives you more validation, regardless of whether you wanted it or not. But this is where I leave it, pile 5. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.